Today we are stepping in our first ACL tournament. But if you haven't seen my last video, let me catch you up to speed. I made a video all about stepping and saying I was going to do it for the next 30 days. So for the next 30 days, I'm going to be challenging myself to take a step with each shot between practicing, local events, and even throwing at the Las Vegas Open. We're going to be stepping. I tested a couple different ways to step and throw and picked the best one for me. And here we are now in Las Vegas. So to start off the weekend, we were playing the ACL swap on Thursday. I figured it'd be a good way to get some games in with stepping before it actually matters. Going into the first game, we won the spin and got to throw first. I felt pretty good, but the bags we were using were pretty quick, so I thought to myself, I just gotta try and hole race. I managed to get my first 3 in, and I finished the round off with a 10 to pick up 2 points. Then the next round wasn't as good. I gave up 2, shooting a 6 on 8, and had 3 left on the board. But then it got a little bit better. I brought it back up to an 8. I don't think the step is bad, but what I'm learning is how to control the power since these bags are on the quicker side. Round 7 I got a little lucky. I ended up missing 1 off the board, but my opponent ended up dragging a bag in for me to at least sit on a 5, but still giving up points. I finished with a 10 on my last round, but it was just too late in the game and we ended up losing 23-8. I shot a 7.83 PPR with a -1 DPR and 0 4-baggers. So hopefully next game it doesn't carry over and we can shoot better. Heading into game 2, we are throwing my bags, the Black Sheep Gaudis. I only had 1 bag off to the side and was able to shoot a 10 the first round, but I still gave up 2. Then the very next round, I blew my first bag off. Made my next 2, but then sent my last bag off the back to give up a 6 spot. Once again, I missed 2 more bags off the board, but luckily was still able to pick up 1 point with a 6 on 5 finish that round. This game really didn't go as planned. I threw a 10 the next round, but we ended up losing 22-10. As of right now, I'm struggling with adjusting to the power. As soon as I blow some off the back, I start going left and right when I lighten up my throw. I shot an 8 PPR with a -2.25 DPR and 0 4-baggers. But let's head into game 3 and see if we can pick it up. Going into game 3, we're throwing the Black Sheep Gaudis again. I started off good aside the miss that I had off to the right first round. I shot a 9, but to give up 1. The next round I had a good collect shot, and all I had to do was put my last bag in for a 12. But I missed it off to the right, still picking up 5 points on the round. After that, I managed to get another 10 the next round, but my opponent hit a beautiful airmail drag to pick up 2 on me. I finished up the next round with an 8, but then slowly started to fall off after that. I unfortunately started missing bags all over the board, and I finished the round with a 5. Then, I shot another 5 spot the next round. I just feel like my consistency isn't there. One round I'll shoot good and then tank the next round and give up quite a bit of points. The last couple rounds of the game I finished out with a 6 and a 4, unfortunately losing the game 21-20. I ended up shooting a 7.13 PPR with a negative DPR of 0.75 and 0 4-baggers. Game 4 didn't go any better. I gave up 6 points right off the start, missing 2 bags off the board. Then gave up 2 more the very next round. The third round, I was able to wash 10s, but didn't end up picking up 1 point the whole entire game. With stepping, I'm finding out that I'm just not very accurate and consistent, and I keep missing the hole, if not missing the board, and costing my team too many points. I finished this game with a 6.83 PPR and a -3.5 DPR with 0 4-baggers, losing the game 21-16. So now that the rounders are over, I finished pretty far down. I shot a 7.38 with a -1.75 DPR, which really isn't good compared to where I normally am. So this left me in the B bracket. Game 1. Going into it, I knew it was win or go home. The first round I shot an 8, picking up 4 points. So we are off to a good start. Then the next round, I was up the middle with the first 3 bags. But then on the last bag, I came up short and off to the left, sitting on a 10, still picking up 4 points. I was feeling good going into the third round. I made my first 3 bags again, but this time I was able to roll over my opponent's bag to pick up a 4-bagger to gain 7 points. Then unfortunately, I couldn't find it the next round. I had missed off to the right and she took my second bag off the back, and by my last bag, I went for a roll and it just sat on the pile for a 3-3 wash. My last round, we went back to missing off the board to the right and then to the left, still getting 2 bags to fall for a 6-6 wash. My teammate was able to close it out 23-3. I shot a 7.8 PPR with a +3 DPR and 1 4-bagger. Now on to game 2. First round, I came out strong. I left 1 short off to the right in front of his lane and was able to work 3 bags into the hole after that for a 10 on 4 to pick up 6. Then the next round, we had our first bag off to the side, but I was able to sink my next 2 bags, but missed the last one for an 8-8 wash. I noticed that blockers were effective here, so I placed one in the middle of the board on my first throw. And then after that, I hit 1 roll shot. Then I hit another, And to finish it off, I hit the last one for a 10 to pick up 5 more points. After that, it started to go a little downhill. I missed my first bag completely off the board to the left, and my second was a miss to the top right corner. But luckily, I was able to sink the next 2 for a 7 to give up only 1 point. Going into the last round, this one wasn't great. I missed my first bag off to the right, then right after that, I threw it off the back, giving my opponent the advantage. Third bag was a roll attempt, but it ended up rolling left of the hole, and I had missed my last one deep on an airmail to sit on a 2, but only giving up 2 points. My partner went on to close it out 21-9. I shot a 7.4 PPR with a positive 1.6 DPR and 0 4-baggers. Game 3 was a tough one. I started out with a blocker because I knew my opponents were using faster bags, and this could be effective. The next 2 shots I tried to roll. One went to the left of the hole and the next one went off the board. I tried cleaning it up, but only got 1 bag to fall for a 5-on-8, giving up 3. The next round I picked it up, and I slid my first bag in, then followed with the next 3 bags to get a 4-bagger to pick up 2 points. This next round, my first 2 bags were in, but then my third bag ended up short of the hole, forcing my opponent luckily to miss. I went for a collect shot on the fast side, but I got too much power on it and pushed 1 bag into the hole and sent the one I threw to the back side of the board. The next round, I went back to trying to block and roll. I laid a good block first throw, but was only able to execute my second roll. The first one ended up on the back side of the board. Last bag, I went up for an airmail shot, but went deep sitting on the back side. But I was still able to pick up 3. Next round, my opponent laid a block, so I just reblocked it because I knew he was struggling with blocks. Then I managed to work my next 3 bags into the hole around the blockers for a 10-5 to pick up 5. In the last round, he threw another block, and this was a lower one on the board, so I tried to work around it my first bag. My second bag, I tried laying a block, hoping I can pick up some points. I go fast side with my third bag, trying to bully his bag out of the way, but unfortunately knock him in and go off the back. The last shot, I went for a roll to try to keep us alive, but I also blew it right off the back to lose the game 23-9. I shot a 7.5 PPR with a 0 DPR and 1 4-bagger. What I am learning is I can throw one great round, but then the next I'm all over the place. I have to keep trying to adjust the speed between my arm and my leg. It seems that one gets more power if I take a big step, then I'm swinging my arm more. So mentally, I am now having to think about more variables in my throw than I am used to. But now we have day 2, the open blind draw. Game 1. It's a new day, so hopefully we can figure it out today. My first bag was off to the left, but I was able to get my next 2 in. For my last bag, I missed it up to the top right, but luckily I was able to still pick up 1 point with an 8-on-7. Second round, I made my first bag, then blew my second bag right off the back. I wasn't able to find the hole for the next 2 bags as they bunched up in the front to give up 1. After that, I was able to hit 1 nice roll, but still leaving too many bags on the board to finish that round out with a 6, but I still picked up 2. The next round was even worse. I managed to miss my first 2 bags to the back side, and the next one completely off the right side of the board, sitting on a 3. And giving up 5 points. Right after, I was able to redeem myself a little bit while hitting a push shot and then making my third bag, and then once again blowing my last bag off the back to miss another 4-bagger, still grabbing 2 points. Then after, I wasn't able to find it, shooting an 8, giving up 4, and then the next round I was able to hit another roll again on my third shot, but my last bag I went for a second roll and went right off the back to give up another point. The round after that, I picked it up a little bit, washing 10s. But then it was just too late. The last round I shot a 7-on-12 to lose the game 25-15. I shot a 6.78 PPR with a negative 1.22 DPR and 0 4-baggers. It just seems like I'm not adjusting to the power very well. One throw, I'll have too much power, the next throw, I won't be accurate. Game 2. First round, I came out pretty strong, and I was able to get 2 bags in the hole, but then I missed one off to the right, which costed me 2. I still shot a 10 first round. Then the next round, I made my first bag, but then missed my second one to the right. I tried to push through the pile on my third bag, only dragging my opponent's bag in with me. For my last bag, I tried to go up backside and grab mine as well, but hit the rim and sat on the backside. The next round, I was at least able to pick up a point with an 8-on-7 finish. After that, I shot another 10, only missing 1 bag to the top left corner and dropping the other 3 in, but it wasn't enough, still giving up 2 more. Then the next round, I hit my opponent's bag in on the first throw, but somehow I got lucky enough to hit an airmail for an 8-8 wash. The game was 19-5, and after I had just missed my first bag off the back, I had to force a miss with a blocker. Unfortunately, I missed it off to the left, and it was just too late in the game. We lost 29-5. I shot a 7.67 PPR with a negative 2.5 DPR and 0 4-baggers. So out of the first 2 days, I really couldn't shoot higher than mid-7. I felt like I was focusing on getting my feet right, but my arm would just be weird. And then I'd get comfortable, and then I'd forget about my feet and setting them correctly. It really comes down just to what feels most natural and making it flow. I don't think stepping is a bad thing. I'm just learning a lot about it, and what and who it may be for. So as of right now, we are going to finish out the weekend We have doubles and singles for day 3 and 4. I'm going to try to turn it around and get something going. And before this video ends, I want to thank my sponsor, Black Sheep Baggers. If you need bags, boards, or apparel, head over to blacksheepbaggers.com and use code BRIZ10 for 10% off. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one.